Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Leos, let's take a peek and ask Leo, what do we have here? What is the kind of like the most valuable message right now for Leo? We have a Six of Pentacles. There is some kind of lovely and equal support coming in for Leo. Now, obviously, we do have her holding the Libra scales, which we usually always see on the Six of Pentacles card, so that's not unusual. But we have got the Nine of Swords sideways. Something that perhaps two people have equally been struggling, with some stress, some sleepless nights. We see somebody awake in their hammock, kind of crying at night. Somebody else hiding down here. I want to say that two people really want to talk. Whomever this is, Leo, could be an earth sign, could be a air sign. Four of Wands. This could be somebody that Leo has been married to. There's clearly a really meaningful bond. I almost feel like this is a person Leo is supposed to marry, but hasn't married yet. And there was some kind of obstacle. There was some kind of, they weren't working together and they've both been very stressed out about things. We have the moon. Now, bear in mind, I've already done kind of the worm moon eclipse message. And Leo, if you didn't catch it, I'll try to make sure that it pops up on your screen when I'm one. But obviously, today is the day that we're officially like riding into this moon energy. So great to see the moon here. And we see the two wolves howling in unison. And we see kind of like the goddess of the moon, like almost bringing things together. We are getting some awesome messages today of the if we're going to reset anything, if we're going to make this world better, it begins with lovers healing rifts, and let that set the tone for maybe the whole world, choosing to heal rifts instead of create them right now. If this is an opportunity where the big push is be gentle with each other, strive for harmony, strive to put things back together. Don't let go of a good love story if characters actually still care about each other. Don't let one another go. Instead, lean toward each other. That's a beautiful message. We have Emperor. Okay, and I will say we also keep getting a particularly empowered message for the masculine again and again and again. Whomever is in the masculine energy, and bear in mind this could be, feminine or masculine. We all have both energies within us. But whomever is in the masculine energy seems to being very positively impacted in every single story today, at least that I'm seeing, and actually started last night also. I saw a lot of that last night as well. So amazing vibe of, I think Divine Masculine is getting really serious right now. They've been just as stressed out about all of this as Leo has been. Two people clearly would rather have harmony and put together a relationship. Now, our masculine could be saying, I want to be married. Something is changing inside of him where it's like, what is this nonsense where I'm separate from my Leo, who I adore, who I actually want to give to? They literally, in that first card, he's down on a knee. Is somebody coming in to propose to Leo? Is that what's kicking into high gear during this full moon? Because this is like, I need to set everything right. It feels like somebody's showing up on the doorstep. Twice we kind of have like this patio. I don't know, somebody has like a patio or an arbor over, a patio or something, maybe for grapes, maybe for like wisteria. Maybe this is, their front walkway has like an overhang or something. It feels like I need to set things right. Now they could be, as an Emperor, they could be an Aries. They could also be a Pisces. They could also be a Libra. But it feels like the Divine Masculine is the one saying, this is ridiculous. What am I doing? I know I want to make things settled and right with my Leo. I want Leo in my life permanently. Let me just ask, what do you feel the Justice card was there for? Why was there ever an imbalance? We have a Queen of Pentacles, and for months and months and months, maybe even a year, we always get the Queen of Pentacles to describe Leo, which I think is so crazy. But it happens all the time. So I've just kind of accepted that at this point. They're saying what was wrong is that Leo was really giving with me, really like generous in every way with me. Okay. And so why were you not like being as generous? We have the Judgment card sideways. I don't know if well, this is what they need to make up for, but I'm not sure why they weren't. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Three of Swords. It almost feels like we had somebody that had a chip on their shoulder because they'd been heartbroken, and they were kind of hell-bent for a period of time that because at one point they had been hurt, they didn't owe anybody nothing. And it was all about them having a good time and them getting what they wanted, and nobody gets to put any demand on them whatsoever. So even if Leo was generous and loving, they may have been like, cool, this is amazing. I love how great Leo treats me. But I don't think that they were giving outside of themselves because they were still dealing with some heartbreak, and they were still feeling like, I'm literally just looking out for what I need, my needs to be met, my happiness. Let me ask this. I can see that you would have a lot to make up for then, for sure, if that's how you treated Leo. And if this is how this full moon is impacting them, let me just ask, how has Leo been? Because it said we had people that were stressed, and I read it like it was both Leo and them. Leo let this person go with the Ace of Swords. So I think that their selfish behavior, even though they loved everything that Leo gave to them, I think Leo did let this person go. Even though Leo said, I really believe they were my Two of Cups, but I got to let them go. Okay, so Leo has released this individual, not because they didn't love them anymore, but because it's like, I can't deal with somebody who's only about themselves. If they're still wounded, so they're thinking that, the only thing they have to worry about is making sure that they get their happiness because they're entitled to that, because somebody once upon a time caused them heartbreak, betrayal. It wasn't me who did it, but I'm the one, kind of receiving the punishment for what they went through. Yeah, no, that's not going to be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and have to let them go. That's how it comes across. Okay, so let me look then and say, with the Four of Wands, Leo wants to be married and be, particularly during this full moon, I think Leo's like, I'm setting my sights on my future, and I want a very happy ever after. I want that happy marriage. That's what I'm looking forward to. So if it can't be with them, I have to let them go, and I have to go down this other road. So it's actually, this full moon is waking the masculine up to say, I have absolutely blown it so far with my Leo. I better turn all this around. I think that's why we see them possibly coming in with a marriage. Let's go back to them for a second. Masculine and Emperor, at this point, you seem very serious about Leo. Okay, serious, fast moving. Boy, all of their, personal self-indulgence, where it was all about them trying to be happy and they wanted Leo to keep giving to them, but Leo put a stop to it. Their behavior, they're like, I'm not going to behave that way anymore. We have a Knight of Swords. We have a King of Pentacles. I want to come in and I want to give everything I've got to Leo. Leo gave to me so generously. I want to give Leo all of that back. What the hell have I been doing? Why are you having this awakening right now? What is it about this full moon that is waking you up? A Three of Cups. They have so much awareness that in all the world, nobody's ever going to be who Leo is to them. They could continue on and let Leo go, and they could try to date 10,000 people, and they'll never find anybody close to Leo. This is, even whomever hurt their heart doesn't matter anymore because Leo far outshines that. Let me just ask, why could you not have treated Leo better earlier than now? Knight of Pentacles. It's not that they couldn't have, it's that they were still on this slow journey, and what was your slow journey about? What were you learning, or how were you evolving? How were you changing? We have the Karma card, which is the Judgment card in any other deck, and very timely because this is an eclipse that we see here. So, I mean, we've had the moon, and now we have, a card that has an eclipse on it. So, perfect messages for this storyline, of course. But this is kind of like they needed to come full circle. They owe Leo the best treatment ever. Somebody didn't treat them well, but then in turn, they didn't treat Leo well. They wanted what Leo had to offer them, but they didn't give back to Leo. So it's like, karma is all about, the cycles and sometimes, the actions that we take and then what that results in. They lost their Leo because somebody else had previously hurt them. Then they went ahead and they withheld equal caring from Leo. Now Leo's gone. Now this is them needing to come back in and course correct it. And the only way to do that is to not just give, but to give more than they've ever given to anybody. Hopefully, Leo will, if Leo still has any interest in this person or any taste for this person, hopefully Leo will allow this, only in the sense that, at least as far as this goes, it says they would treat Leo better than they've ever treated anybody, and possibly better than anyone will ever treat Leo, because this person has fouled up, has learned a lesson, and wants so badly to make it up to Leo. Now, I don't know, and I'm not saying Leo should take this person back, right? Leo will have a happy ever after if they go in a whole different direction. Leo does not need to take somebody back who at one point in time could have been very much just like, let Leo give and give and give, but not give any kind of security or even build anything in return. But if Leo wants this person at all, it just says they are coming back in to give everything that they once upon a time held back. What do you want to say to Leo? Justice, again. They could certainly be a Libra. Also Scorpio we have here a couple different times, but this is the second time we've also gotten this card. So they want to tell Leo that I know I didn't treat you the way you should have been treated. I know I didn't behave the way you deserved. I know that, and I want to give you what you deserve. I want to be the person who actually offers you what you deserve to receive, Leo. I think that's really beautiful. We have the Fool sideways. It's very much like, will you let me? You never saw me treat you the way I should have. Will you let me now? Can I just go back one more time and say, what is it about this particular eclipse? What is it? I know it's because they're like, there's nobody on earth like Leo. It wouldn't matter how many other people I date or anything. Like, I'm never going to meet another Leo. But I'm still trying to figure out, but why now? Why now are you seeing it this way? What is so special about this particular blood moon? Four of Pentacles. That could be that Leo has decided to hold back from here on out. Five of Wands. This is bringing up all kinds of thought processes, and, they're mulling on things a little differently. Page of Swords. For some reason, they have finally been able, and maybe it is because Leo has pulled back from them and has really let them go, but they have finally been able to say, Leo will never give to me again. I'll never have Leo's voice in my life. I'll never hear them laugh. I'll never look into their face again. Leo's fully withdrawn from me. Why would I have let this happen? Leo is incredibly important to me. This is like, they're finally learning something. They're finally, pulling information together, and they're seeing it for what it is. God, and with that Eight of Swords sideways, this is not making them comfortable at all. This is going to haunt them forever. I think it's finally clicked in their mind that the way they've behaved has fully lost them Leo. And I wonder if that's the reason they're having this awakening, but it's, something has eclipsed everything. The idea of never talking to Leo again is pretty overwhelming for them. And that's what they're realizing is, I'm going to feel this way for the rest of my life. I'm going to always have to remember that I lost my Leo because of my own actions. No way. And I think that's what's making them do this 180. That's what's making them come in. And it does look like they're coming in with a full-on marriage offer, at least in this story. Can I double check that one more time? What is it that you're going to be trying to offer to Leo? We have got the Eight of Pentacles sideways, the Magician upright. If you'll work on things with me, Leo, can I show you what I'd like to manifest for us? They're not trying to say, this is what here's the offer, just say yes or no. They want to actually co-create with Leo, which is probably a much better idea because Leo has all their own ideas for sure. Leos are strong-willed, strong-minded, individuals. So very powerful, very beautiful messaging on this for this person to actually, they want to set things right, but it's also that they're finally apparently done. Let me ask for sure. Are you really done being wounded over that person of your past? 10 of Wands sideways. Hang on. Sideways says mostly. That kind of concerns me. Knight of Wands upright. They're past the behavior that they are aware that I was behaving like a knight. Eight of Pentacles upright. And the King of Cups sideways. Okay, so here's the thing. Even if they're coming in to try to get down on one knee and try to propose to Leo and say, I want to build something forever with Leo, I know that they're the one I want, they still are going to have to learn how to love Leo and learn how to open up, because whatever happened to them in the past, the only thing that's done is I will not be any kind of a player. I won't come in and out of Leo's life. That part has been, healed, but the ability for me to know how to really open up fully, that's going to be something that they're still going to have to learn. And, building a relationship with anybody means we learn, who we're going to be and how we're going to communicate with our partner. This person is not, just because they're wanting to offer something real, still means Leo would have to, date them and get to know them, and the two of them together would have to figure out whether or not they are compatible in some respects. So it doesn't mean everything is just roses, even if Leo takes this person back. Leo would still have to learn who this person is. They're still not going to be terrific, perhaps, at, opening up and being 100% of the most perfect romantic partner ever, because they still have things that they're going to be learning about what it means to be in a partnership and be open and vulnerable. So it's just like getting to know anybody. You have to learn who they are. It's just, before, this person didn't even put in that effort. I don't really know if I think this is such a great opportunity for Leo. That, it's up to Leo, of course, but there's a lot to consider here for Leo, I think. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribe.